Hi everyone, my name is Preston, and alongside with my teammates Madeleine and Taylor, we designed an educational app called Anatomy Atlas. The purpose of our app is to provide students with a structured and interactive way to study anatomy lessons. Many high school students, especially around the ninth grade level, struggle to find, learning tools and apps that are beyond memorization, like Quizlet. Our goal was to create something that kind of bridges engagement and higher level thinking by combining mini lessons, vocabulary practice, application activities, and quizzes all into one cohesive app. So this is our home screen. The first screen kind of serves as that navigational hub for the entire app, um, where students can kind of pick from the four main sections: mini lesson, vocab practice, lesson activity, and lesson quiz. And it kind of all builds on a scaffolding type manner. And that layout is supposed to be clean and clear for all the buttons to make it easy to navigate. The app's design, is supposed to align with ninth grade anatomy, kind of focusing on helping students understand major organ systems on the human body and how it all works together. Rather than just providing surface level recall, we wanted, our goal was to help learners move into the application and analysis stages of Bloom's taxonomy. Each section should, build on its previous, and this allows students, to be able to get to the quiz and have that background knowledge and everything they need to apply and learn.
On the mini lesson page, you'll see that we have a video as well as a PDF mini lesson. The video is a National Geographic video found on YouTube. And for the purposes of the prototype, this mini lesson is AI generated, but in the future, these would be teacher or subject matter expert generated. The benefits for teachers is that in the future, we hope to have a library of different subjects and many lessons to choose from, and all of them are standards aligned. In this case, they are aligned to Florida Best Standards for Science in ninth grade. One of the challenges that we faced with the no-code app Thunkable was that when we tried to embed the video based off of the YouTube link, we were unable to make it load. And so we had to use a downloaded version of the video instead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Taylor Cronenberg, and I'm going to be demonstrating the vocabulary practice section of our app. So once students navigate to the vocabulary practice pages within the app, they're able to practice and enhance their understanding of the various human body systems and their functions that were discussed in the mini lesson. Each of the flashcards is framed in a question format. So for example, this one says, "What system is like the framework of a house, giving shape and support to the body?" And these question formats require the students to think about a real world analogy. So it's really prepping them to understand the function of these human body systems before they progress into more complex scenario-based questions. But once students have had the opportunity to think about it, they'll then click the button to reveal the corresponding human body system. Students can scroll through each of the flashcards and follow the same process, clicking the button to reveal the corresponding human body system for all of the human body systems that were discussed in the mini lesson. Another benefit for students is that they can go through these questions as many times as needed, so they can ensure that their understanding is as concrete as they need it to be in order to answer the scenarios that are coming up. Having these flashcards formed in a more question-based format allows students to check their own understanding of the content in an informal way before answering more formal quiz questions later on in the app.
So this is our lesson quiz. The quiz section is where students are going to be testing what they've learned off of the other aspects of our app, from the lesson, mini lesson, the activities, and everything else. It all kind of comes down to that scaffold info. When it came to building the quiz, we wanted to make sure we were hitting the higher level order of thinking, and we kept that in mind when we were, creating the quiz questions, and we didn't want just, super simple questions. This section reinforces analytical reasoning and helps students think critically about the different human systems. One of the main challenges of developing the quiz I faced was getting the all of the quiz logic onto one page. Refreshing was very difficult, and learning the logic behind that required me to watch a couple different tutorials. And overall, it was a really difficult process to make sure I wasn't getting errors and null errors and all sorts of different things. But here we are, we got it to work. The quiz utilizes a feedback system. We wanted to make sure that they had a little bit of feedback if they were getting, the questions incorrect or correct. So let's just kind of demo that a little bit. So if you're a student, which of the following pairs of systems work together to regulate hormone levels and distribute them throughout the body? So that would be the cardiovascular. So when you click it, it should pop up. It tells you which ones are wrong, which ones are right, refreshes to the next question. Which are the skeletal, muscular, and cardiovascular and nervous systems described as the body's infrastructure? So as a student, you read all the questions, you go down, and it gives you the correct and incorrect.
Well, the rest of the app may seem to be similar to quizzes or Kahoots in the sense of flashcards and vocab memory. This app seeks to access higher levels of learning, and one of the ways that we achieve that is through the lesson activity page. In the lesson activity page, there would be scenarios for the student to think through and try to evaluate and analyze based off of what they learned from the mini lesson. So, for example, in this lesson, there are 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, you can see, is about a 17-year-old soccer player and all the different functions that they use while playing. In scenario 2, we also have an athlete running, and so what systems would be used for that? So the benefit here is that students get to apply their learning at higher levels of thinking. This could also in the future have an option to submit what their thinking is based off of these different application scenarios. Some of the problems that we encountered with the no code was how to make the different scenarios fit on the page and to make sure that everything was working correctly based off of button presses. But with the no code, it was very quick once we figured out how to make the different scenarios appear on the page.
If we were to conduct research on our app, our target population would primarily be 9th grade level students, given that the mini lesson was based upon 9th grade level standards. However, all high school level students could benefit from engaging with this app. Our hope with research would be to see if students' engagement in the classroom increased as a result of the app, if students' academic success increased as a result of the app, and we would also be interested to see if students and teachers' satisfaction was positive around using the app. So given that our independent variable would be the app, and then the dependent variable would be to see if their engagement, academic success, and satisfaction was affected by using our app. Some of the challenges that could skew the results of our research could be some bugs or technical issues within the app, or the minimal capabilities that Thunkable allows. So since we're only able to include 5 pages and not able to include many gamified elements, that could skew the results of our research, but we could solve this by going through a redesign stage to address any user complaints, try and redesign the app or improve its functions, and we could also look into utilizing other platforms to where we could include some more engaging gamified elements.